So why is Haven's I Run so controversial? Haven I Run earned over 13 million streams before Spotify pulled it for violating its impersonation policy. The track's audio engineer later revealed the vocals were recorded on a phone and processed through Suno voice changing function. Suno is a popular music generation app. A popular way to use the tool is to extract the vocals separately and place the vocals over a beat in a music app. The song vocals are 100% artificial intelligence generated. That will put some people off. But how is the song? This video uses an AI voice, but the script in the video itself is made by a human. So is this video AI generated or just a degree of artificial intelligence? A similar notion goes towards the song Haven I Own. So how much artificial intelligence is considered acceptable? The voice is believed to be that of singer Jorga Smith, which may have been stolen. We must also note that almost every song for the last 25 years or so has utilized artificial intelligence software for singers' voices. An industry standard production tool is Autotune, which has been with us for decades. What Autotune does is that it corrects the pitch of a vocal or instrumental performance to make notes or sound more in tone with the rest of the music. It can be used for subtle corrections to perfect a performance or as a creative effect to create a distinctive, robotic-sounding vocals that go up and down the pitch scale. What generative AI does is that it allows for the democratization of music productions so that the bedroom producers can compete with the big labels. This is because generative artificial intelligence has now become cheap. There will be some who say that works made using artificial intelligence are not genuine works of art. Generative artificial intelligence equates to sloppy art or slop for short. But similar arguments were made when electronic music first came on the scene. Though where do we draw the line? Should we only be appreciative of works that are 100% human-made, or should we view generative artificial intelligence as only a tool to be exploited?
But only after gaining 13 million streams. To get round Spotify's policy, Haven released a version of I Run that utilises a human vocalist called Caitlin Aragon. Subsequently, the new version of the song has 3 million streams as of recording this video. Here is the old AI version of the song I Run. And here is Aragon's version of the song. Very similar, right? But if you think that Haven is out of deep water, think again.
AI is all around us and already impacting the way we consume music. Here's why we want this conversation to be had publicly. An unreleased Jorga Smith track called I Run recently went viral, but it turns out that the vocal did not belong to Jorga. It belonged to a man called Harrison Walker, professionally known as Haven, who had used AI to make his voice sound like Jorga's and had used Jorga's name without permission, suggesting to the public that it was actually Jorga singing. Haven and his team have now replaced the AI vocal with a real human's vocal, although we still believe both versions of the track infringe on Jorga's rights and unfairly take advantage of the work of all the songwriters with whom she collaborates. Trained on the labour and ingenuity of the very same creators it intends to replace without any due credit or compensation. We have an opportunity to discuss how AI technology is used in the arts, and so intend to encourage public discourse around how we should establish a framework to regulate such use of AI. Let's look at this situation. We believe that AI was used to write the lyrics and melody of I Run. A male vocal was then recorded and AI was used to manipulate the vocal into sounding like Jorga Smith. Jorga's name and vocal likeness were then used without permission to suggest to the public that I Run was an unreleased Jorga Smith track. A Spotify spokesperson stated that Spotify strictly prohibits artist impersonation. This track was detected and removed, and no royalties were paid out for any streams generated. The public believed this was a Jorga Smith track. AI was used to create the impression that fans were listening to art and performance wholly created by people. We cannot allow this to be the new normal. They could have made the public aware that Jorga's vocals did not feature on I Run, but instead appeared to revel in the confusion that had been created. Is this an AI track? Are these AI vocals? Again, rather than clear up the confusion immediately, they allowed the story to brew. Haven's team reached out once I Run had gone viral to ask whether Jorga would jump on a remix. They did so as they needed to legitimise the track, as the public had been led to believe they were listening to Jorga Smith's vocals. At no point did they mention to us that AI had been used to manipulate the existing vocals, but we already had a suspicion that this was the case. We could have cut a cheque in a backroom deal and gotten paid, but we ignored the request. AI material should be clearly labelled as such so that the public may choose whether they consume AI material or not, and creators who are happy for their protected works to be used in trained AI should be credited and compensated accordingly. If we are successful in establishing that AI helped to write the lyrics and melody in I Run and are awarded a share of the song, we would seek to allocate each of Jorga's co-writers with a pro rata share. This allocation would be based on the percentage of Jorga's catalogue that they have contributed to, as ultimately, if AI helped to write iRun, it would have been trained on Jorga's catalogue of songs. As we can draw a link between the use of Jorga's name and likeness, and 2, the similarity in the sound of the vocals, we can shine a light on what has happened here and hopefully spark a discussion that is so desperately needed. Unfortunately, creators, as well as many other skilled workers, are collateral damage in the race by governments and corporations towards AI dominance. This means we can't rely on governments to establish the framework we need, as that would require restricting the training and use of AI. The songwriters and recording artists we know and love aren't there by chance. Talent plays a part, but the journey that artists and songwriters go through over the years requires determination, grit and sheer endeavour that should never be lost in the conversation about the evolution and impact of AI. iRun seems to be a clear example of why we all need to step up and push for some guardrails before the moment is completely lost.
So what can we learn from the Haven iRun ordeal? And how much generative AI input is considered acceptable?